Someone on Reddit described it like this. They said they can go from everything is fine to why haven't they replied, I'm being ghosted, in 5 minutes flat. And what got me about that wasn't the spiral. It was the 5 minutes. Because 5 minutes is nothing. 5 minutes is the gap between sending a text and opening the fridge. And in that gap, an entire catastrophe assembled itself. That's what we call anxious attachment. You've probably already labeled yourself. You took the quiz, you read the posts, you know your type. And the label felt like relief for about a week. Finally, a name for it. And then it started feeling like a sentence. Like something you just are. A fixed fact about you. The label is not the full story. And the part it's missing is actually the part that matters most. Here's what's closer to the truth. What's running underneath all of it? The spiral, the checking, the way your chest tightens before your brain has even caught up, is a nervous system that has a very specific job. Its job is to detect threat. And it's extremely good at it. So good that it doesn't wait for your conscious mind to confirm that something is actually wrong. It acts first. The body moves into alert before you've made a single decision about how to feel. The tightening, the urgency, the pull toward your phone, that's your nervous system firing a signal. The thought comes second. It arrives to explain what your body already did. So when someone goes quiet and you feel it in your chest before you even register that you're anxious, that's not you being irrational. That's a biological process running faster than language. Dan Siegel, a psychiatrist at UCLA, spent years mapping what happens to a nervous system under relational stress and came up with something called the window of tolerance. The idea is simple. There's a zone where your system is regulated. Inside that zone, you can think. You can hear someone out. You can wait for a reply without it becoming a crisis. But when something knocks you out of that zone, a weird tone, a shorter text than usual, a 2-hour nap your partner took without warning, the system goes in one of two directions. It either spikes or it shuts down. The spike looks like you've drafted 4 texts and deleted them all. You've checked their last seen timestamp 3 times. You know nothing has changed, and you keep checking anyway. One person on Reddit put it perfectly. Their partner said they'd call soon. It had been 12 hours, and they'd spent that time drafting messages, deleting them, wondering whether to send a meme, wondering if they were too much. The brain in that state is not overthinking because of anxiety as a personality trait. The system went outside its window and started generating noise to try to resolve the threat. The shutdown looks different. That's the pulling away, the going quiet, the sudden inability to articulate what's wrong. It reads as avoidant, but it's actually the same thing in the other direction. A system that couldn't sustain the activation anymore and flipped the other way. Both of those look like attachment styles from the outside. From the inside, they're a nervous system doing what it does when it loses regulation. The Journal of Family Psychology published research in 2015 that found people with poor emotional regulation were 2 to 3 times more likely to report relationship dissatisfaction compared to people with stronger regulation. 2 to 3 times. And the thing that catches people off guard when they read that finding is that it's not about attachment style. It's about regulation capacity. 2 people can have the exact same anxious attachment profile and have completely different relationship outcomes, depending on how much access they have to regulation in any given moment. Which brings up something that almost nobody talks about when they discuss this. Regulation capacity changes. It's not a fixed trait. It shifts based on how much sleep you got, whether you've been stressed at work all week, whether you've eaten, whether you're in an environment that already has your system slightly elevated before the relationship even enters the picture. The same text, the same person, the same situation. And on a Thursday after a bad week, it's a full spiral. On a Sunday morning after 8 hours of sleep, it barely registers. You're not 2 different people. Your system had different resources available. This is what Lisa Feldman Barrett, a neuroscientist at Northeastern University, has been building a case for over years of research. Her argument is that emotions aren't things that just happen to you. They're constructions. In real time, your brain is taking 2 inputs, the current state of your body and a library of everything that's happened before. and building an emotional experience from those two things. You don't feel scared because something dangerous is objectively happening. You feel scared because your brain matched the current body signal to a past template and constructed fear as the most likely explanation. Put that in the context of waiting for a text. Your body registers something, a slight elevation, a tension somewhere, and your brain scans its entire history for what that feeling has meant before. Every time you waited and something was wrong. Every time distance preceded a loss. Every time the quiet was followed by something bad. That whole history loads in, and your brain builds the emotional experience to match it. What you're feeling isn't about what's happening right now. It's a prediction, assembled from everything that happened before, weighted toward the experiences that felt the most significant. The prediction feels like the present. It feels completely real. Because neurologically, for you, it is. And here's the part that makes the pattern so hard to see from inside it. Barrett's research shows that the more emotionally significant a past experience was, the more heavily it influences future predictions. So the relationships that shaped you the most, the inconsistent ones, the ones where the warmth came and went without explanation, those are overrepresented every time your brain runs its calculation in a new relationship. The new person gets filtered through the old data. You're responding to them, but you're also responding to everyone else the data includes. James Gross, a psychologist at Stanford, who has spent his career studying how humans regulate emotion, identified something that explains why the go-to coping strategies never quite fix it. He found that the most effective regulation strategies are the ones that work early, before the emotional state has fully assembled itself, before the body has committed to the response. The strategies that work late, after the chest has already tightened, after the spiral is already running, interrupt it temporarily at best. Reassurance works late. Checking the phone works late. Replaying the conversation works late. They feel like doing something. They are doing something. But the something they're doing is pressing pause on a prediction that hasn't changed. So it comes back. Every time it comes back. What actually changes the pattern isn't managing the emotion after it arrives. It's building the capacity, slowly, in the body, through experience, to catch the prediction earlier. To have enough regulation available that the gap between the signal and the spiral is wide enough to do something different in. That capacity doesn't come from understanding your attachment style. Researcher and psychiatrist Bessel Kolk has spent decades on exactly this point. The nervous system doesn't reorganize through insight, knowing the name of the pattern, knowing where it came from, reading every post about anxious attachment. None of that changes the body-level architecture the pattern runs on. The body has to experience something different, repeatedly, long enough that the prediction system starts to update. That's a much slower process than taking a quiz. And it's the one that's actually doing anything. Think about what it looks like when the loop runs in real life. Your partner takes a 2-hour nap without telling you. One person described exactly this on Reddit. During those 2 hours, they had completely convinced themselves that their partner was tired of them, pulling away, planning to end things. Their partner woke up and texted them. They had been asleep. Just asleep. But for 2 hours, the prediction had been running, and it was completely persuasive. That's not a character flaw. That's a nervous system that had lost enough regulation to let the old prediction library take over. And every time that loop completes, every time the anxiety fires, the story builds, the partner comes back or doesn't, the system updates. If reaching out was followed by distance, the brain doesn't file that as "this happened once." It files it as evidence that reaching out and distance go together. The next time, the prediction arrives faster. The threshold drops. What once needed a genuine disruption to trigger now needs almost nothing. A slightly shorter reply. A tone that was a little flat. An hour of quiet on a night that's usually noisier. The system has gotten more efficient, more practiced. The sensitivity doesn't grow because you're becoming more fragile. It grows because the loop has run enough times that the brain has built a faster version of it. That pattern doesn't stay inside one relationship either. Every relationship it runs through contributes to the library. And the next person who walks in gets the prediction system that the previous relationships helped build, including the lower threshold, the faster trigger, the more practiced spiral. They didn't earn it, they inherited it, and the relationship suffers for something it didn't create. That's the part the label misses. Anxious attachment tells you what you are. It doesn't tell you that what you are changes, depending on whether your system is regulated or not. It doesn't tell you that the spiral you had on Thursday might not happen on Sunday. It doesn't tell you that the capacity to stay inside your window, to not get knocked out of it, or to come back faster when you do, is something that can actually be built through experience in a body that's accumulating evidence that the old prediction doesn't have to be the current one. The quiz can't tell you any of that. The label can't do anything with it, but your nervous system can. It's already trying. Every time you catch the spiral a little earlier, every time you wait out the prediction and find that what it was predicting didn't come, the system registers that, files it, slowly starts to weight it. The library doesn't change overnight. It changes one piece of evidence at a time. That's slower than a label, and it's the only thing that's actually working on the right problem.